evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the virtual Sebring International Raceway. It's one of the most unforgiving road courses on the calendar, and it's a true test for these Mazda MX-5 Cup cars tonight. This place is famous for its bumps, its lumps, its concrete patches, and its ability to punish even your most smallest mistake. And tonight in a car like this Mazda MX-5 Cup car, precision, patience, everything is going to be key. Welcome in here live in Stam Studio Network. My name's Sean Stam, producing, directing, and commentating the show. Before we get in, cut to some virtual trackside action here tonight. Got to take a look at some points heading into race 4 of the season. Lucas Barnett, how about him up there, but only leading by only 36 points over Stone Colby. Brendan Birch sits P3 in the point standings. Andrew Bound, what a season it's been so far, sitting P4. Slater Colby, Joel Singleton, Brian Zablinski, Josh Hunter, Michael Tenegretta, and Nico Colby rounding out the top 10. How's everybody doing down there in YouTube land tonight? I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. Before we take a look at some qualifying results, we're going to take a look at our race information tonight. It's a tough, it's a bumpy, it's a treacherous 17-turn 3.7 track outs here out of I guess Sebring, Florida. There you go. So temperatures at a cool, calm 70 degrees. Perfect day for racing. Track temperatures about the 68-degree Fahrenheit range. Humidity point about the 45%, partly cloudy skies, 2-mile-per-hour winds pushing our backs going in towards turn 1. As we still, just 1 second. Alrighty, I am back. Apologize there. As qualifying laps are still finishing up here. Got something special to talk about, and that is the night before Valentine's Day. Make sure that you have registered your better half. And for the better half dash is when we let the ladies take the wheel. It'll be mini stocks at Charlotte. Already have about 8 to 9 ladies registered down there. It's just going to be fun. I can't wait for it. You best believe it'll be broadcasted here on Stam Studio Network. Yeah, that's going to be a fun night of racing. Gentlemen, hopefully you're training your ladies. I know I've been training Terry over there in YouTube land. Terry safe travels back home from next county on over there. All right, now that we have all that out of the way, and we got to take a look at the starting grid here tonight. It's going to be 31. I don't know if that's record-breaking, but it's going to be dang close to it here. 31 driver grid for this Apex MX-5 Sim Racing Series. Brian Zablinski slaps it on the pole out there with a 2:24.964. I was seeing practice times range a second or two a little bit faster than that, about average pace throughout the field. So this is going to be a pretty tight battle between a 31 driver grid. Even though Sebring Racing does tend to get a little spread out, we do have that competition caution at or around halfway. Stone Colby joins the front row, being out there P2. Finally, the qualifying effort that he was looking for. It'll be Lucas Barnett, Joel Singleton, Andrew Bound coming into the race P4 in the point standings. He qualifies P5. Nico Colby, Brendan Birch, Josh Hunter, Slater Colby, Marvin Samayo. It's the Marvin Tater who will round out the top 10. Jake Steckler, Darren Colby, Juan Heron, Warren Johnson out there at West Coast Sim Racing rounds out the top 14. Joe Rainey, he's back in virtual Florida tonight, was just out real life Florida at the World Center Racing. Joe, a lot of fun to watch you out there at real life TV. Connor Cunningham, that'll be 16th. Daniel Ramirez. How about Michael Tenegretta rounding out the 17th, 18th? Aaron Hatter, Joshua Holtz rounding out the top 20. Oh, we're still going here, ladies and gents. It's John Melenkopf, one of our Stam Studio Network YouTube members. John, we appreciate your monthly contribution there of just a couple bucks a month to keep us moving and grooving. It'll be Aaron Schultz, P22, Victor Ling, Thomas Dively, Josh Ferrier, Fabian Buenaventura in the 444. 26. Kenneth Lawless, Wesley McFarland, David Ramirez, and Diego Valderrama rounding out the top 30 drivers there. I think I'm missing one. That's Aaron Hatter's going to, I think, start here from the pits. So we do have a whole pace lap to go. I'll be honest, I was kind of rushing through it there to try to get through each and every single one of these 31 drivers. Taking a look up there up in the pole sitter, Brian Zablinski. That orange and white number 82 Mazda MX-5 was very, very fast in practice standings. They were all running in huge practice with one another. Lots of fun to just even watch that practice before the race had begun. Stone Colby, we mentioned it there earlier on. He'll start in the outside of the front row in vehiclebuyers.com. Mazda MX-5 Cup car. If you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, vehicle buyers as well as overstockvehicles.com is the place to do it. It'll be Lucas Barnett in the Burger King machine. He's going to be a force to reckon with here tonight, coming into the race with the point standings lead. Stone, although he's going to start the race up there, P2, comes into the race P2 in the points as well. Joel Singleton, he was fastest driver out there in practice and qualifying for quite a few laparoonies. Joel Singleton finds himself here up within the top 3 to 4 starting positions. Nico Colby also very, very fast in practice in a gold and black vehiclebuyers.com machine. Keep your eye on that cat tonight, man. It'll be Andrew Bound there in the Samuel L. Jackson flaming paint scheme, and we're still snaking the way through the field, barely even just hitting the top 10 out here with drivers still to talk about. Brandon Birch into the race P3 in the point standings. Can he make something happen here from P7 on this very, very tough, treacherous restart into the bumpy turns 1 and 1A, 1B, you name it. It'll be Josh Hunter P8, Slater Colby P9, and then there's Marvin Samayoa P10. And that's kind of paint scheme that he's got modeled after his real-life Camaro that he drives, some American horsepower going to work. He's going to have to put that Mazda MX-5 power to work here tonight. I believe they're out of Japan, is it? All right. We'll get him here rolling towards that final backstretch. Well, after this next set of turns, and it is that final backstretch where tonight's, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see this come down to throughout this last start-finish straight and in towards sunset, turn 17, that final corner. I mean, this race I tier tonight, you're probably going to hear me say it once, twice, maybe thrice, but this race tonight is going to have shades of, I think, all the Mazda MX races that we've had happen at Sebring International Raceway. I'm talking real-life racing. If you remember back from 2021, it was a .001 finish at the race line. That's all that the timing and scoring can show. I'm sure it was way closer than that. And here is that long back straightaway here. These drivers going to use that slipstream, use that draft. It's all going to be at the corner of turn 16, going into the final corner tonight. Speaking of that final corner, Brian Zablinski is going to lead us up through it here after, is that heading towards the pits? Michael Tenegretta already down and into pit lane. We'll have to see what's going on there after, wonder if he spun there on a little bit colder tires here on this caution, this yellow flag lap here before we do take the green. Ladies and gents, I appreciate each and every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. My name is Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network, producing, directing, commentating the show. Right now, I'm going to hand it over to the drivers of Brian Zablinski, slaps it on the pole, Stone Colby P2, Lucas Barnett, Joel Singleton, Nico Colby, Andrew Bound. That's the top 6. We got a 31 driver field. Green flag is out here in Florida. Lucas Barnett with a very, very nice race restart there. Slides it down the inside line. It'll be 3 wide up towards the front, and it's a huge wreck towards the back. Slater Colby is involved. Here we're going to start to look 3 and 4 wide back, and once again, that was, oh my goodness, we got 3 to 4 drivers off the track there. Back up to the race lead we go after Brian Zablinski somehow held off that race start, that immaculate race start of Lucas Barnett. We're going to start to single file him out here from about 5th and 6th. And then it's who's that? Andrew Bound in the Samuel L. Jackson machine as well. Look at Brendan Birch, Joe Rainey trying to make something happen here at the start of this race. Going in towards one of our hardest braking zones here tonight. It's the switchback, it's the quick hairpin. Zablinski still holds them all off. Stone still 6B2. Look at Josh Hunter start to this race, already up plus 4 positions in that number 74. He's now finally found a little bit more single file running there after he's finally able to catch his breath. I think so am I. It'll be these top now 10 drivers. There's Joel Singleton trying to make a move down and around the inside. Unfortunately, not the race start that he was looking for there. Drops 3 positions. Joe Rainey, Josh Fair, there's Victor Ling in that neon green Apex Motor Club machine. Wow, no, Brian Zablitzky spins from the race lead. The number 82 orange and white machine went from leading this race, now drops all the way down to P17. What has happened to this Zablitzky machine? Oh, no. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, probably 4 different things that I miss here tonight with such a huge grid. We're going to have to back this one up here as well, as that one happened there just a little bit late. Was there contacts there? There was definitely contact with that front bumper of Stone Colby. Stone definitely not meaning for that to happen, but the front bumper and rear bumper just kind of slid right and off one another there. Here's going to be a look at the drop of the green flag. We see you down there, YouTube land, Terry, as well as MD, rocking and rolling. The drivers are rocking and rolling down here, heading towards turn 1 for the first time tonight. And what was a show down there? 3, 4, possibly even 5 wide, heading in some parts there. There's Marvin Samayoa trying to hang on to it, and it's still, it's a minefield out there. Brian Zablitzky falls back there to P16. Lucas Barnett is in the heat of the storm right here. Also has some 2 and 3 wide battles up and in front of him. There goes a spinning Joe Rainey. Josh Ferrier gets involved in there as well. This is going to be one of the races here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to need a Stam Studio Network after dark after this race. I'm going to be going through each and every single incident because there's going to be quite a few missed. Look at Josh Hunter's start to the race. We're going to start to look too wide for the battle for the race lead. Josh Hunter still up 5 spots. Nico Colby, where did he come from? All the way back from P6, now leading the race at Sebring tonight. Nico's going to continue to snake his way. Easy on the brakes here. Also easy on those 3D rendered rumble strips. We've seen that take 1 to 2 drivers out here tonight. Andrew Bounce going to try to set up that outside line. It's the longer way around the apex there, but possibly trying to set up the crossback, the switchback there over Nico. Nico's seen that one here before. He's going to play that defensive line is Mr. Nico Colby. There you see holding that right side line of the track, and then at the last possible second, Nico Colby opens the corner right back up there and able to get that nice run off. Andrew Bound now is hounding that rear bumper of our race leader. Josh Hunter still sits P3, Joel Singleton P4, and there's another big incident down here. Each time I look over timing and scoring, there's been another big one happen there. We're going to stick up here for the race lead for the time being, though, because Nico Colby is having to start to almost run it off of the race, or he is running off the race line, almost gets it off out of the white line on the track. Nico, he's going to open up this corner after your turn 17 again here, but as we continue to crest it closer towards that white flag lap, watch these drivers to continue to drive it deeper and deeper, trying to avoid these bumps here going under the entrance and exit of Sunset. As the leaders make their way down and into turn 1, here's right now looking at Joe Rainey. He's going to have Jake Steckler right there. That's hot pink Mazda MX-5 machine. Apex Motor Club on the front of both of those machines. Also got Connor Cunningham joins that battle as well. This is for 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. How about Warren Johnson kind of leading this battle in the 9th position up there, and that lime green Sprite machine. What's it say up on the windscreen? That's right, it's Sprite. That's right, it's Warren Johnson up 5 positions tonight. Wesley McFarland also has been duking it out here with David Ramirez out of Colombia. Both of these drivers are up 9 positions since the drop of the green flag. Just kind of methodically making their way through it as we have some more side-by-side action continuing to heat up and ensue here between Michael Tenegretta. There's James Lovejoy. There's Aaron Schultz trying to find that inside line. Still side-by-side back here between the two. No, that's going to be one. No, that's going to be James Lovejoy who gets a little loose there on corner exit. Whoa, the Bullet Bill machine turns the number 3, or was that Juan Herron who had contacts there with James Lovejoy? I think there's another spin out here going into one of our hardest braking zones, just the hairpin section. That's going to be Wesley McFarland who's out, down, and around. Oh my days. All right, well, we'll first have to see how this one happened here between Wesley Yeah, like I said, we're going to need that Stam Studio Network after dark here. We're going to be looking at probably 2,000 to 3,000 replays is going into hairpin. Holy, with the blinking number 22. Wesley McFarland had no clue he was there for that Heat Wave racing machine. Nico Colby continues to lead the pack here, only 7 minutes down out of this 45-minute race. Josh Hunter runs P2. Andrew Bound still sits P3. Remember, Andrew Bound comes into the race 4th within the point standings. Nico, I believe, was all the way in 9th or 10th, if I am remembering that correctly, with this only being the 4th race of the season. There's still time for anything to happen here within the whole rest of it. Josh Hunter, Andrew Bound, Joel Singleton, Lucas Barnett. That's that kind of front sort of 5-car breakaway. And then there's Stone Colby, who's fallen back to P6. But as long as these battles up here continue to run closer to one another, Stone is also continuing to close that gap. So is Slater Colby and Brandon Birch right now running in 7th and 8th position. Warren Johnson also in a nice little gaggle of fear battle of his, oh boy, we're going to go back up to the race lead because it was 2 to 3 wide going back and into the corner. Andrew Bound and that Samuel L. Jackson machine stares us down out of the exit of turn 1, but here we go up into 2 and 3. Nico Colby kind of compromised a little bit on corner entrance, and he used that on corner exit to carry that speed and or momentum. It's Josh Hunter who's now up to P2 out here, and that Mass Effect number 74, after he gets a little bit loose out there off the racing line, that's going to really allow Andrew Bound, Lucas Barnett, Joel Singleton. Look who's starting to join this battle here once again, and that's that number 10. It'll be side by side there between Joel Singleton and Stone Colby. Stone Colby has now caught this back. The back now to Slater Colby is about 3.5 seconds. I promise you, ladies and gents, that's not going to stick around here for near long. That's going to continue to close up there between Stone and Slater. It's still between this top 5 back. There's Joel Singleton trying to make a move down to the inside line. Nice textbook pass. I think he did get Stone right back. We'll say defense there. It's Nico still hold him off out and up front. I feel like every time I cut away up here from the battle from the race lead, we have another pass for the race lead. So let's hop on board here with Nico Colby's rear bumper camera as we head up into our, I think, the most important corner tonight. Excuse me. This is the 3rd most important corner right here. Here's the 2nd most important corner. And then, turn 16, 2nd most. You want to go to nail that corner exit and not lose a bunch of ground here after you try and carry that as much speed and momentum as humanly possible. There you see Nico Colby running the most defensive line that he could possibly run here tonight. He's got that mirror almost up and against that concrete wall. And there you see Andrew Bound is already out there around that left side. Although Andrew Bound allows Nico Colby to come right back up on the racetrack. Those 2 racing lines will eventually merge there. He kind of saw it mid-apex. There's Nico Colby back to the race lead, but for how long? Andrew Bound starting to beat. They're starting to bang. They're rubbing on each other there. A huge contact. Oh, we might wreck. Andrew Bound's going to go around. He takes Joel Singleton with him. No, no, no. What are we doing, boys? Look out going into turn 1. Oh man, it was a beat, it was a bang, and it just all went wrong there. They started leaning on each other way too much. Then there's that final blow that really is going to send them wide. Andrew does Lucas Barnett clear it. Oh, just barely. Joel Singleton tries to go into that inside barrier. That's concrete barrier. Not quite able to make it happen. Let's hop on board here with Joel Singleton if I can find him in time. Big one as Lucas Barnett back up here to the race lead. He's going to continue to run door to door now and there with Nico Colby. Nico's probably still trying to recollect his thoughts, saying, what just happened out here? And look at who has found himself back up towards the front of the pack again. It's Stone Colby. There goes Lucas Barnett with a slight blink out. This right now is giving me shades of another Daytona race earlier this season for this Apex MX-5 Sim Racing Series. And I'm talking Daytona. Remember Lucas Barnett's season opener, it was swooped around the outside, coming towards the tri-oval. to take the checkered flag right here. Lucas Barnett in a very similar position right now, sitting P3. He has Nico right up in front of him. Stone to P2. I don't know if Stone's just messing with us, the viewers, or if he's trying to mess more with Lucas Barnett right there, or to completely kind of miss the race line of in it by itself there. Stone, he's going to regroup it, rearm it, still to the back bumper he goes. Josh Hunter, Joel Singleton, Slater Colby. How about Joe Rainey? I thought we saw Joe Rainey heading the opposite way here tonight. Joe is back up to P7. Brendan Birch still sitting P8. Jake Steckler, Warren Johnson worked his way into the top 10. We're racing at you right now, heading 115, 120 miles an hour. These Mazda MX-5 Cup cars putting on a show here tonight from Sebring. Contact between the two brothers. Stone gets into the rear bumper of the race leader. That opens the door for Lucas Barnett. Down around the inside, Lucas Barnett could possibly be looking at toying with the race lead here after he's going to have that nice wide entrance going into turn. Not only the nice wide entrance, but Josh Hunter breathing down the neck. A little bit of a bump draft strategy going in there back into turn one. It's Nico Colby who had the inside line. Look at Slater Colby. I said that earlier on in the race here, ladies and gents. I said, keep your eye on Slater. He was 3.5 back as we continue to duke it. Giggity quagmire it out here in these top runners. That just allows Jake Steckler to make his way back up and into this battle. Same story, different drivers, quite a few of them here tonight. It was Nico Colby who's now back to the race lead. That was some more door-to-door racing between Stone Colby and Lucas Barnett. They'll settle it back down here as we'll continue to look single file going into hairpin. Well, single file doesn't last here too long after Josh Hunter's got somewhere to go. That's towards that final driver interview position. He's just one spot away from it there. Look at Slater Colby. I mean, how has he done it? He's brought Brendan Birch right up in there with them. Two vehiclebuyers.com machines. They will run side by side with one another. We'll go side by side with the race lead once again tonight. It's two vehiclebuyers.com machines as well. It's Nico still holds him off. Lucas Barnett back to P2. Stone Colby, he's trying to make that outside line happen this time. Will he have it? Lucas Barnett deeper into the braking zone there. He's able to take that P2 spot back away. Whoa, who's that? I think that's Jake Steckler who just, oh my God, he's got the cat-like reflexes tonight. He ends up saving that 42 vehiclebuyers.com machines right in front of the line of, I think that was Brian Zablinski, who Brian, remember our pole sitter, dropped all the way, I think that was to P16. He has now worked his way back up and into P11. Whoa, that's going to be Joel Singleton, I believe that was, who had went way off the track. Believe maybe contacts there with Brendan Birch. There is so much good racing going on here at Sebring International Raceway. It's one of my favorite. It's one of the most bumpiest, oldest surfaces here on the iRacing sim racing universe. Lucas Barnett says, hey, I don't care. I'm going to show you, Bumpy. I'll show you some grip here on this abrasive ass surface. The asphalt, I mean, there. It's Lucas Barnett, the Burger King machine, up to the race lead. But for how long? Now it's the yins and yangs of Mazda MX-5 Cup car racing now. Now Nico Colby, he's down and around the outside line. The lines are going to switch this time, and it'll be the same exact result as what it was last lap by. It'll be Lucas Barnett who holds him off there, looking out of that rear bumper camera. Contact for the race lead between the two bumpers. Is there going to be contact? Oh, nice switchback here. That you couldn't have set that switchback up better if you tried. It almost kind of caught Nico Colby off guard as much as it did me. Nico Colby was shown a yellow flag that should mean a slow down penalty. But where is Nico Colby going to slow down right now? He's got Stone right now beating and banging all around. That's rear bumper. He's going to either have to get way off the racing line. There's still not really anywhere to do it up here. Nico Colby, I think, has now served that as we'll run 3 wide for the race lead. Stone Colby has now cleared them all. Stone Colby back up front. How has he done this? Okay, this is only the beginning. I'm telling you right now, these drivers are going to continue to get more and more aggressive. You think that caution flag's going to slow and wear everybody down? Oh, it will, but I think the intensity will continue to ramp up. It's going to be hard to get more intense than this, as it's still door-to-door, but clean racing up here between the two Colbys. They're going to leave each other here just a little bit going into the corner. We'll see how much that shrinks up there after Nico Colby somehow sending it down the inside line. Does he clear? He's clear for right now for the race lead for the time being. Back to that left rear quarter panel. Stone Colby makes his way. Will run even damn near heading towards turns 15, 16. Here comes 15. Here comes 16. We'll have to see what they have for us coming out of Sunset. Excuse me, going into Sunsets here after Stone Colby is right all in all over that rear bumper of Nico Colby. Here, what we've seen Nico, remember, he's pulled his way all the way down into that inside line earlier on into the race. Will we continue to see that? No, Nico Colby runs about kind of, he puts his right side tires on the white line, but right now he's already so deep in the braking zone. Yeah, there's no moving that Mazda up there trying to open up the corner. Here comes Stone Colby. The contact between the brothers. Stone somehow saves it. Oh no, Slater gets it to him. Contact between those brothers there. It's the big one coming across the stripe. Jake Steckler's involved. That's going to be, is that Brian Zablinski for the second and third time tonight? He's involved. They all trying to get this back to moving and grooving. And look who it is. It's Andrew Bound makes his way back up to P9. 17:38 on the clock. We should have just about 3 to 5 minutes to go till that competition yellow. Nico Colby, I think right now the safest spot to be is probably in the leading position. Lucas Barnett, he's led here for maybe a couple of corners, not quite a whole lap here just yet. He's definitely trying to make that happen though after contacts continue to send a couple of drivers out here tonight. We'll get to some race replays during that competition as well as the end of the race. Nico's playing that defense. Defense right there. Lucas Barnett not quite able to make anything happen, trying to drop a gear and disappear. It's going to be Brendan Birch. How about that VehicleBuyers.com machine? Number 36 all the way up and into the final driver interview position. Brendan, keep it up here tonight. I'm looking forward to one of these top 3 driver interviews, as is Josh Hunter right now stalking creep in that final driver interview position. You know what would be fun, though? I think we're all rooting down there for it. It's Joe Rainey. He's up to P5. How about 10 spots gained on the day after he's got his popcorn bucket out here? Continuing to see this battle for the race lead. Heat up, broil. I think it's getting air fried here. Lucas Barnett not quite able to find that corner outrun out of the exit. Falls back here, back to P2. Remember, though, Lucas Barnett started P3 tonight. Brandon Birch started, I believe it was 8th position, and then Josh Hunter, excuse me, 8th, Brendan Birch P9, and then like I was just mentioning there, Joe Rainey started P15. So it's kind of starting to, I wouldn't say drop like flies here tonight, but I mean, we continue to see some different packs go at it here, and now we are going to get that competition caution before that 20th minute of the race. That just helps keep things a little bit quicker out there during our caution flag. All right, well, that was fun. We're going to have quite a few incidents to go over here. I appreciate all of you down there in YouTube land. I guess before we do get going over some incidents, I got to thank Moonlight down there, as well as Terry's joining us. I think that's, yeah. All right, we got 14 live viewers. That'll do it for me. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Here comes the top 10. Excuse me, we'll go over the whole field and then take some race replays. It's Nico Colby out up front, Lucas Barnett, Brandon Birch, who takes away those top 3 positions under yellow. Joe Rainey, Josh Hunter, Joel Singleton. How about Joel's race tonight? He's been all the way from the front to the back and back up towards the front is that number 6. Warren Johnson, how about the Sprite Mobile, all the way up in 7th position, 7 spots gained on the race. Keep it up, Warren. He could possibly be flirting with one of those top 3 driver interviews. It's LB Connor Cunningham up in P8. And the 502 is that? Nope, that's going to be Andrew Bound right there behind him. Remember, Andrew Bound spun out earlier on in the race coming across the stripe. We know that Andrew Bound could possibly, well, it's not even possible. We know that he'll be up here in this final battle for the race lead. Slater Colby, who falls back in there P10 after even more contact with Stone Colby. sending him into those virtual tire barriers. It's Daniel Ramirez, Brian Sebring, Stone Colby. How about Victor Ling? He's gained 9 spots since the drop of the green flag. Marvin Samayoa drops to P15, -5 on the day, but he's still going to be able to slice it and dice it on this race restart. Josh Ferrier, he's up to P15, 10 spots to the good. It's John Mellencamp. John, we appreciate you down there, YouTube land, being a monthly member. It's going to be Joshua Holtz. I believe that's a newer driver racing with us here in that number, excuse me, that's the number 70 Joshua is racing in. It's David Ramirez, Juan Heron, I think I should call David Daniel earlier, apologize there. Juan Heron, Aaron Schultz, Fabian Buenaventura Boulevard running in the 22nd position. Michael Tenegretta, Diego Valdemar, I'm gonna get butchered. Diego, let me know as to as Thomas Dively. Kenneth Lawless is out here racing with us as well. Jake Steckler, Wesley McFarland, James Lovejoy, Darren Colby, and Aaron Hatter still rounding out our 31 driver field. All right, I'm just gonna, while I have a brief moment here, go over a couple race replays. There's going to be Fabian going into, yeah, that's Sunset corner right there for you. Contact there with the number 70 of one of our newer drivers. I believe that was Joshua Holtz there. Let's see if we still have time to get a couple more race replays in here. Comes Fabian. This might be, yeah, this is heading into turn 1. It's going to be a single car spin. Oh, wait, no, that's not any incident. I take that back. Here's going to be Andrew Bounds contact there with Nico Colby. It's not once, it's not twice, but it's 3 huge bangs to one another there. Kind of really upsets the car and probably most of the driver as well there. Well, I don't think that looked really egregious as it did. If we take like a chase camera. Well, okay, we're definitely leaning on each other, but there's the contact that I was talking about where it looks like Andrew Bound just completely turns down on Nico. No, Andrew Bound had contact there out of the rear bumper of Lucas Barnett. Make sure we're still pacing here. Yeah, all right, the lights should be out on that newer BMW, what was that, an M2 iRacing safety pace car. We still got a couple race replays to look over here. There you see lights are out of it. Wesley McFarland, I remember I mentioned him down there. He's going to race restart here in P28. I guess this would be one of the reasons why. Here's Wesley. Is this going to be a single car spin? Oh, no. What's going on there? It looks like he's trying to oh, man. I think he just, I don't know if that thing got tight or just tried to drift it around the corner. It looked like there for Wesley. In all seriousness, though, looks like he will get it fired back up and ready here for this race restart. Maybe I can save a little time here and not have to go a little SSN after dark here if I can get through a couple more of these race replays. Here's going to be the 333 of Kenneth Lawless just going off the track there. No real harm or foul. Here's Fabian Buenaventura and I think Marvin Samayoa having a little contact there. Maybe a little more than a little contact. Beaten, banging. That's got shade of Andrew Bound and Nico Colby all over it there. Contact between those two. I think I might get through it here, boys. There's probably still going to be one, boys and girls. I think there's still probably going to be a couple that I do end up missing. Here's going to be Kenneth Lawless. Ooh, heavy contact. All right, I think we got time for 1 or 2 more here before we get back up here to live pacing and then racing action. This is going to be Thomas Dively. I think this is going. Oh, what is that? Turns 1450. Ooh, man, no, that's Sunset. Yep, Thomas Dively just it's a minefield out there. Once you don't have anywhere to go, you're already heading. Remember, 115, 120 miles an hour from here out at Sebring here, at one of our fastest parts of the track. All right, we're going to get them re-racked. We're going to get them restacked. Terry, I got the message there. 10-4, copy that. It'll be Nico Colby, Lucas Barnett, Brandon Birch, Josh Hunter, and Joe Rainey up there in the top 5. Let me know who you're rooting on down there in YouTube land to join us up here in podium driver interviews. See Brandon Birch working some heat into those Mazda MX-5 tires. Are they Continentals? Are they Michelin? I forget. Brandon Birch is working some heat into the tires. That's what I should have gone with there. We'll have to see if that's going to make him or break him up here after he's going to start kind of at a kind of a more of a curious position, running in that third spot. He's going to be inside line on second row back. This is gonna get wild. You thought the race start was wild. You thought the racing was wild. All intensity is up and through the roof from this point on. Still got 31, I think we still have 29 drivers out here on the track. I think Darren Colby and Aaron Hatter have made their way down into pit lane. So yeah, this will be a 29 driver restart. Brendan Burt, Lucas Barnett, Josh Hunter, Joe Rainey, and what happened? There's Nico Colby. I was going to say, where did he go? Nico, he's making his way back right up and into the front of the pack. Nico, restarts on you here, man. Green flag is out here for the finishing half of the race here at Sebring, Florida for this Apex MX-5 Sim Racing Series. Appreciate y'all joining in here. Once again, Sean Stam, Stam Studio Network, produce and direct and commentate the show. Let's see Nico Colby try to finish this show off here tonight. There's Lucas Barnett. That was a really good race restart there for Nico. He's gonna open up the gap there going into turn one. Brandon Birch looks down the inside of Josh Hunter there, and we're just going to continue to look 2 and 3 wide throughout the rest of the pack, but continuing to make our way through it. Nico Colby loses there just a little bit of time there on on the exit of turn 1 heading into 1B. And then towards turn 2 and 3 we'll go here. Lucas Barnett, he's going to try to size up that outside. Nope, he's going to think better of it there. Tries to just get that throttle pedal right back down and stay close enough to Nico Colby's rear bumper here to possibly make something happen. Oh, this will be a cool camera shot. Look out, cameraman, coming right underneath you. Nico Colby drops it right back to that inside line there, trying to play that even more defense over that hard-charging Lucas Barnett. Lucas Barnett continuing to see each and one of these moves that Nico Colby's able to put down here, but at some point, he's going to continue to see those moves and maybe start to see them coming before they happen. If you're the race leader, you got to be wary of that. Maybe start to try and change things up here a little bit after Josh Hunter starts to fall away just a little bit here from that front 3-car gaggle. Continuing to snake our way up and through the bumpy Sebring. Joe Rainey still sits P5 right now. That's after he kind of had his rear view mirror full of that Joel Singleton. Joel Singleton started the race P4, although he's still trying to make his way right up, back up to it. That's going to be Warren Johnson, who goes there just a little bit wide there on corner exit. They'll slot back right into line, but he's going to lose probably, 2 to 3 positions there. Warren Johnson, let's see if he's going to continue to hold off that John Pork machine of Connor Cunningham. Do you answer the phone call or not? And that 502 machine, kind of one of my funnier paint schemes out here tonight, rocking and rolling. Connor Cunningham still up 5 spots. Nico Colby, he's not going to snake him and switch back him down there on our long ending straightaway. There you go. That'll be the name for it, at least tonight, headed in towards sunset. Look at Lucas Barnett drift towards that inside line right now. I don't think he's necessarily trying to make the pass happen, but trying to make what I just mentioned earlier on this lap, Nico Colby, look all up and in that rear view mirror. Brandon Birch, he's right now flirting with that final driver interview spot, trying to hold off that hard-charging Josh Hunter. Right now it's a 4-car breakaway going into turn 1. Nico Colby, Lucas Barnett, he's knocking on the door right now. Nico Colby, he opens it, says is anybody home? Nico Colby was home, but then he's gonna shut the door closed here. Or is he? Nope, Nico still kind of leaves the door open there for Lucas if he wanted to join him. Lucas going to think better of it there. He's gonna drop back 1, maybe 2 car lengths. Brandon Birch right now starting to stall and creep that that rear bumper of Lucas Barnett. Let's hop on board here with Brendan Birch. Remember, he's got one eye up on the track in front of him, one eye on that mirror right there behind him. Also, popcorn bucket out there if he if he had one more hand to work with there. Side by side for the race lead. Lucas Barnett, he's going to have that more preferred racing line right now, I think, if he was able to get that throttle pedal down. Unfortunately, not really able to pin that gas, but he's going to be close enough up here for Lucas Barnett to possibly find his way down into the inside line. Who's going to be deeper on the brakes? Lucas Barnett a little deeper on in the brakes. Oh man, Brenton Birch, he has contact out there behind him. Brenton Birch has turned around. Was it Josh Hunter who had gotten into him? No. I think this is another Brendan Birch, Sean and Tater curse. He's going to get that chip righted back the right way. But man, we were on board with them there. No. I think now that we have just a brief moment, we'll have to see what happened to Brendan. I'm thinking if I had to make a bet that this would be an accordion effect all gone wrong. We got to get the forklift driver out here tonight. Oh no, it's just Josh Hunter, man, a little bit too deep and into the braking zone. So it wasn't double to triple car contact like I may have thought, where you see Newton's law, whatever, stay in motion, where you have one contact, entering another contact, entering another. I mean, Josh Hunter's just trying to push for all that he can right here, and then he just contact with that rear bumper of Brendan Birch. 32 minutes down of this 45-minute race. We're starting to get to the nitty-gritty if we hadn't been already. It's Lucas Barnett who had been working over Nico Colby lap after lap after lap. Finally up here to the race lead. How about Joe Rainey? How many of you want that down there in YouTube land? Joe Rainey, he's at the final driver interview position. Still has Andrew Bound there. I'm going to take that back, the still part of that word, out of that sentence, excuse me, because Andrew Bound, remember, spun from the race lead earlier on already. I mean, how about it backing up to P4? He dropped all the way back to what, P16 or 17? Joel Singleton goes around there. Is Daniel, oh no, Victor Ling is involved as well. No, John Mellenkopf is involved. Golly, I just said it. We're gonna get to the antsy bantsy parts of the race. I'll get to that race replay in a few moments' time if I can. It's Nico Colby right backing around to the race lead. It's just great how that works. Right back when we do have a big old incident transpiring and ensuing. It's still battles all around the track. I'm calling 2 to 3 tenths of a second separating the first 4 drivers, and then it's 2 to 3 tenths of a second separating about 5th all the way through 12th. Look at Joe Rainey trying to slice that inside up. That Rainey Ohms Racing Machine, he had the line up there, corner entrance, but I think rightfully so, probably smartfully so, got out of the throttle there, avoided some big contact up there with Lucas Barnett. He also avoided the big contact there with Andrew Bound right there behind of that Rainey Ohms Racing Machine. Nico Colby slotting it, running left, right, and back center, trying to throw off the game here from our front pack of race-winning contender drivers. Joe Rainey sneaking up there on Lucas Barnett. Keep your eye on all 4 of these front runners. Hey, well, remember we've seen this not only here tonight, but I think almost every dang race that Slater has some contact there. Slater's going to fall back here to P5. Well, he fell back a little bit further than that. Slater's worked his way back up to P5, and take a look at that gap there between P4 and P5. That's going to continue to close up as well. Joe Rainey works his way down and around. Andrew Bounds inside. Joe's going to wash it up there on corner exit. He's going to catch that thing. Look at the hands go to work, but contact's there. Joe Rainey has contact with Nico Colby, 2 of our front-running contending drivers out here tonight. But remember, with those instant repairs like these drivers wish that they had in real life racing, the damage is going to pop right back and out and away, but the damage is done as far as timing and scorings. Joe and Nico fighting up for the race lead, fall back down to their P10 and 11. It'll be Andrew Bound down around that inside line of Lucas Barnett. Andrew Bound up to the race lead tonight. Golly, there's not enough time to show any replays. No, Lucas Barnett, he's going to try to come right back down and around. Is it going to be the outside or the inside or pause? It'll be Lucas Barnett. What's he going to do? We've seen Lucas Barnett pretty much be the driver with the most amount of braking capabilities up here going in towards the hairpin corner. And right there, I just mentioned it last lap, Slater Colby what is it called? Capitalizes there on the contact earlier on in the race. Slater Colby works his way up to that final driver podium interview position. Josh Hunter, he's been up here flirting with disaster P4 for pretty much the whole race up here. Can he make something happen after, I don't think contact is done up here out up front. There's only 9 minutes left to go in the race. That's probably about 4 to 5 laps here if my math is mathin'. Can Lucas Barnett try to find anything happen down and around that inside line, or is Lucas Barnett gonna have to start to play a little bit more defense rather than offense right now with Slater Colby approaching here at Mach 2 speeds? Well, here's going to be a quick look. Can I find it in time? Okay. I'm trying to look for that the Nico Colby incident here that just happened. Yeah. Produced and directed commentate the show. There's a lot that goes back there behind it. No, of course that's not it. Is this one it? It's just guessing here. No, that's just, okay, I'll take that back. We're just going to get back here live, back to racing action. You have to wait till after the race, oh, we just caught it just in the nick of time. Lucas Barnett contacts there into Sunset Corner, the final corner on the track. We have had the race leaders tonight respectfully dropping like flies, whether it's mistakes of their own, contact between another driver. I mentioned that in our pre-race. This track, it's going to make you or break you. We're going to see some mistakes made, whether it's on the driver or on the giving or the receiving end of it there. And it's definitely switched up the running once, twice, thrice, thrice, maybe even thrice here tonight. Slater Colby, I believe it's the first time here tonight that he's had the race lead, as Josh Hunter starting to breathe down his neck. Andrew Bound, he's back up to P3. Lucas Barnett, he's probably got steam rolling out the outside of his helmet. Lucas Barnett, he's going to drive that 008 pretty hard to get up here towards the front. Remember, we've seen drivers cut down gaps of pretty detrimental margins there. It's going to look 2 and 3 wide. We'll settle it back down to 2 wide. This is up here from 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Warren Johnson, he's in the meat of the sandwich. Contact for the 124 Sprite machine. Warren Johnson goes into the outside tire barrier, outside barrier. Then there's going to be Marvin Samayoa. He's pulling a 360, or maybe it was a 180 there. Marvin Samayoa saves the number 44, keeps it pointed back the right way. We're 38 out of 45 minutes down here tonight, ladies and gents. That's then the intensity. You can feel it here, even though it's virtual racing. It is up and through the roof. It's going to be between these last couple of laps where it'll make you or break you. Up here, battles for the race lead, battles all down here throughout the track there. As you see, front 3 runners separated by just a couple of car lengths between the two. Lucas Barnett, Stone Colby. How about Brian Zablinski? He works his way back up to P7. Joe Rainey to P8. Connor Cunningham still chilling out there in that top 10 position. He's going to have some company there. That's going to be Brendan Birch, who's trying to work his way back up towards the front of the pack. I promise you, we'll get the replays after the race there, as we'll see Daniel Ramirez and Michael Tenegretta start to get out there just a little bit out of turn 16. Daniel Ramirez out of Colombia, he's out here down trying to make the outside work, and look who it is. It's Warren Johnson. He's back for vengeance, and the Sprite machine, who's deeper on the brakes here, who's able to carry that speed as well as work with those bumps. He's trying to find that line that's really not got the most amount of bumps to it there, and that's where we've seen not only Daniel Ramirez, but I think there was Joel Singleton, who was way off the pace going into the corner. I think we just heard one wreck as well. Oh, don't tell me it's the Marvin Tater. The 44 goes around. Is it contact? Okay, it was the 22, the 70 of Joshua Holtz. And then here comes Marvin Samayoa. Is it contact with Holtz? Oh, Holtz, what are we doing, boys? Hold the brake. No, Marvin, no. Oh, you got to feel here. I mean, all drivers involved there, but man, back up right when I got to it. Man, give me a break. It's Josh Hunter. As soon as I find the time for a brief race replay there, it's, oh no. Hunter to the race lead in the Mass Effect Mazda MX-5 number 74. How about him? We've seen Josh Hunter, I mentioned it just a couple laps ago, he's been flirting with disaster race after race after race, especially this lap after lap after lap here from Sebring International. Even though Josh has that race lead over Slater right now, we have seen Slater make some pretty tremendous but ethical racing passes work. Here comes that VehicleBuyers.com machine. Tries to find that inside, but not quite able to do so. He's going to have to fall right back into line here, try to make something happen here within the next set of corners. Tries the inside line once again. Slater Colby to the race lead for a brief moment's time as they make contact there on the exit of the corner. Will Josh Hunter have what they say can't be done to hold off one of the hardest charging drivers of the night? Josh Hunter, he's going to send it down there and they're deep, 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 somehow making that thing work there. Slater Colby, kind of the more preferred racing line, gonna hug those 3D rendered rumble strips out there. Right side tires doing most of the left side tires doing most of the work. Right side tires gripping it up there. Josh Hunter, he's gonna run there just a little bit wide, but keeps all 4 tires on racing surface / rumble strips. Here we, once we do reach it'll be 2 to 3 more laps to go here in the race. It's 2 to 3 wide, looking for the race lead. Here comes Lucas Barnett, Daytona shades all over it. Back to the race lead after leading a couple laps here tonight. Look who's starting to heat, look Lucas Barnett, goodness, tongue twister there. Look who Lucas brought with him. It's Stone Colby back to P2. Now Stone, will he have that race lead? No, Lucas Barnett just blinks out for a brief moment there. This should be, if my math is math, 2 laps to go, go, go. Andrew Bound, Nico Colby, Slater Colby still run up within the top 5. It is go time right now. If you want to win the race, you have to be up here within this top 5 to 6 back here as Lucas Barnett, Stone Colby, they're going to run door to door going towards turn 3, 4, and 5. Look what Andrew Bound's trying to do there. He tried to maybe even think about that outside line. Whoa, no, no, no. That's Stone Colby who got loose as a goose there on corner exit. He was able to regroup and rearm it. Stone back to the race lead. Here comes Andrew Bound with the bump draft of a century. Is he going to try to find that inside? You best believe Andrew Bound is. Here comes the doctor. Knock, knock, knocking. And he's clear. Back to the race lead. Dr. Andrew Bound. Stone Colby drops to P2. Nico Colby back to P3. Lucas Barnett in to P4. But we've seen him work from P4 back to the race lead so many times tonight. It's just a matter of time before he gets it done. Just like in the season opener. It's all coming down here to it. It's going to be shades of the 2021 Mazda MX-5 Cup Car finish here from Sebring. Contacts for the race lead. It's Andrew Bound and Stone Colby are getting into it. Stone back up to the race lead as they start to beat and they start to bang. No, there's room left between the two. How in the world was there still room between Andrew Bound and Lucas Barnett? That was one of the most tighter corner exits of the track. These drivers putting on a show for the race fans tonight. We should be coming towards the white flag lap. Stone leading little brother Nico. Andrew Bound falls back to that final driver interview podium position. Josh Hunter P4, Lucas Barnett P5. Stone Colby leading them down that back straightaway for the second to final time here tonight. Right now, Nico Colby's going to try to maybe make something happen out there in that inside line. You see that gap starting to shrink up there for the battle between the race lead. It's got shades of last lap all over it. Nico Colby's going to try to find that inside, trying to avoid as many bumps as he can, coming out towards exiting turn 17 towards the final lap of the race. Will Nico Colby back to the point have enough what they say can't be done to hold them all off here tonight? Or will it be Stone? Will it be Andrew Bound? Hey, Josh Hunter's still up in there at this back as well. Nico Colby, Stone Colby, Josh Hunter, Andrew Bound. It's a top 4 kind of break. Well, it's a top 6-7 breakaway up there. Josh Hunter joining that battle as well. Stone Colby trying to find that inside line. Nico Colby plays the more deeper entrance and exit into the corner right there, just trying to stay away from that front nose of big brother Stone. He knows that could be the last thing that rear view mirror sees here tonight after Nico Colby works his way all the way back up to the race lead. Here we're going to start to look 2 wide. Will there be 3 wide going into the hairpin? No, it'll settle it back down to 2. But Josh Hunter, he's under attack there from Lucas Barnett. Lucas Barnett trying to make the outside line work. He did! What a pass for the Burger King machine up to P4 for the final time tonight. It's the whole second half of the lap to go. Nico Colby now with a 0.3 of a second lead for Stone. Andrew Bound, Lucas Barnett, Josh Hunter. Still any one of these drivers can come away with the race win. Nico Colby still keeps that gap out and around about the same. Stone Colby, let's see if these race lines look there just a little bit more different. Is Stone Colby going to play that aggressive race line? He is. Look at how hard Stone Colby drives it down there into the corner. He is going to close that gap here between, where it's going to drop down from 0.3 of a second all the way down to 1/10 up here. 2 brothers about to duke it out for the battle for the race lead. Sebring on the white flag lap. Andrew Bound, Lucas Barnett, Josh Hunter is right there to capitalize. There's contact between the 2 once more again. Stone, is he deep into the braking zone? He is. He's going to be so deep that he makes even more contact with the rear bumper of Nico Colby for the final time tonight on the back straightaway. Only 1 more turn to go. Who has what they say can't be done? Who has what they say is going to hold off a hard charging Stone Colby? Will Nico Colby play that defensive line? Nico is going to play that defense, but here comes Dr. Andrew Bound. Andrew Bound, final corner of the night. We're going to make our way towards the start-finish line. They're going to beat, they're going to bang. Andrew Bound, Nico Colby. Here comes Stone around the outside. It's going to be a photo finish for the Apex MX-5 Sim Racing Series. Give it to Andrew Bound at the stripe. What a comeback race for Dr. Andrew Bound of the 651 machine. Nico Colby, he'll take P2. Slater Colby P3 at the line. Stone Colby P4. Lucas Barnett P5. Triple Colby action 2 through 4. Lucas P5. Josh Hunter takes P6. Brian Zablinski, Joe Rainey, Brendan Birch, Jake Steckler, Connor Cunningham, and Joel Singleton rounding out the top 12. Michael Tenegretta, Victor Ling, John Mullenkampf, Joshua Holtz, Fabian Buenaventura Boulevard, Thomas Dively, David Ramirez, Juan Herron, Aaron Schultz, Diego Valdemaretta, Wesley McFarland, Warren Johnson, Marvin Samayoa, Kenneth Lawless, James Lovejoy, Darren Colby, and Aaron Hatter. What a race it was coming through the stripe here as we take a look at some 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 looks at this race replay. Look at him beating, banging, coming to the stripe here. Nico Colby, he's down and around the kind of meat of the sandwich right there. Finally tried to kind of make that outside line work. Not going to have it. Andrew Bound, like, this is that 0.08 of a second. 0.08 at the race line. There's the beat, there's the bang. Nico Colby left just enough of that inside door open for Andrew Bound to, hey, is anybody home? Of course Nico's home. Nico, he'll take away P2 tonight though. Oh man, they're still beating and banging back there for what is that, 5th and 6th position. And there we go across the stripe. That's what'll make it official right there. Is where Andrew Bound gets it done. Oh, gets turned coming across the stripe. Well, congratulations to our top 3 drivers. Congratulations to every one of our drivers who competed here tonight. 31 driver grid, and it all came down to, what was that? Yeah, 0.08 at the line. And then there you see Nico with the friendly little bump there after it's all said and done with. All right, make sure you stick around here with us on Stam Studio Network. We're going to get these unofficial, official race results here for you, as well as those top 3 driver interviews, as well as we might, yeah, I think we're going to have to go Stam Studio Network after dark here afterwards, because we're going to have to take a look at quite a few of these race replays. Probably missed 2,000 to 3,000 of them. Andrew Bound, Nico Colby, Slater, Stone, Lucas Barnett, Josh Hunter, Brian Zabelski, Joe Rainey, Brendan Birch, Jake Steckler running at the top 10 once again. It'll be Connor Cunningham, Joel Singleton, Josh Fayer, Michael Tenegretta, Daniel Ramirez, John Mullenkamp, Joshua Holtz, Fabian Buenaventura, Thomas Dively, and David Ramirez running up the top 20. Juan Heron, Aaron Schultz, Diego Valdemirada, Wesley McFarland, Victor Ling, Warren Johnson, Marvin Samayoa, Kenneth Lawless, James Lovejoy, Darren Colby, and Aaron Hatter. I'm going to magically teleport my way down there over into Victory Lane. I appreciate each and every single one of you watching tonight. And trust me, you're going to want to hang around for these top 3 driver interviews as well as the SSN After Dark right afterwards. Appreciate you guys. Alrighty, Andrew. Hey, it took me about as long as it took you to get right back up towards the front of the pack here tonight. You got yourself a coffee?
Hey, Sean. How you doing?
Hey, Andrew. I'm doing great here. Congratulations on the race win. I mean, how'd you get it done here tonight? I mean, from the front to the back to the front.
It was just a lot of fun. Kept my head down. Good defense. Good drafting. I mean, it was a really tight race all around battles. You know, start to finish. It was a lot of fun tonight.
Well, Andrew, walk us through what was going through your minds there going into sunset for the final time. Looked like Nico, left the door open maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I did my best to tire save after I got spun out before the restart. So I don't know if Nico's tires were a little worn, but I feel like I had the inside line. I feel I could have safely taken the inside line. Got it done. Was happy about it.
Man, Andrew, I'd be too, man. Congratulations on it. Who are we shouting out here tonight? Who you dedicating this win to?
Thanks for the Apex guys for putting this league together. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this Wednesday night race. Thanks for hosting, Sean.
Hey, Andrew, happy to do it, man. Something I look forward to each and every week. Real quick, final question, Andrew. Are your wrists okay there after the checkered flag? Looked like a big one.
Yeah, they're okay. Make sure to take your hands off the wheel.
There you go. Appreciate you, Andrew. Have a great rest of your night, man. Hopefully chatting with you here next week's time.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Oh, boy. Cue the old Jaws theme music here. It'll be Nico Colby. Nico, you got yourself a copy, man.
Yeah, got a copy.
Oh, man, leading coming towards the whites, and then it all happened in just one turn there. What was going through your mind after you saw Andrew slide it down the inside? Pause.
Yeah, he kind of dove on the inside, kind of hit me out of the way, but it's fine. But it was overall fun racing, just clean, somewhat clean, and yeah.
Well, Nico, coming in this race, I knew it would be a good one here. Every single time Mazdas find themselves at Sebring, whether it's the sim or real life, it's always a good one. Speaking of real life, how's Apex been out there with you, as well as did you have fun down at Daytona for the Rolex?
Yeah, Daytona was really cool, actually. The Mazda race, both the Mazda races were really cool, and then the 24 hours, just unbelievable how many cars, how good they were racing, and yeah.
Did you stick out that whole, what was it, 4 hours caution?
No, we left about at 11 p.m., so we didn't go till that.
Oh, okay, good deal. Well, Nico, hopefully, I can't wait until we see you down there in IMSO maybe one day. And but until that, though, who you shouting out and who you dedicating this podium finish here tonight?
Shout out my grandma, she's always watching. Shout out everyone that helps with the league, mom, dad, and just everyone that races clean.
Hey, that's what it's all about there, Nico. Congrats on another podium, and hopefully we're chatting with you if you race tomorrow with us at West Coast Sim Racing, or maybe next week. Can't wait, man.
All right, I'll see it. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Nico. Slater, it's the big bro of Nico. You got yourself a copy, man.
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, man. Well, finally I was able to catch one of your incidents a little bit live there, and oh, man, that was... I felt so bad there after what happened with Stone there's turn 17 there with you. But Slater, you do this so many times out here, as well as what it was like 2 to 3 times tonight, back up into the front of the pack you find yourself. How did you get this podium done?
Yeah, it was, I guess, a freaking dogfight to say the least. I knew I could not get a draft in qualifying, and everyone pretty much got a draft, so when I saw myself sitting right around P8, P9, I was like, in the first corner, I'm probably going to get involved in a pile-up, and that's exactly what happened. So, kind of just worked my way up through there, and then luckily the guys up front were battling at that point. So, I was able to catch back up, and then we came around sunset, and Stone slid a little bit, and Josh just dove on the inside of all of us and kind of pushed us wide, which honestly it's a good move by him. But yeah, I kind of just pushed us out, and I clipped Stone. I didn't think he was going to be that aggressive, and we were glued straight to the wall. But we were able to, after the caution, make some ground up, and honestly, a lot of passes were just people crashing. I mean, there was a lot of crashes going on, and I just think that, that track being so bouncy and, the physics of this car and the game are just, it's not super realistic, so if you hit in the wrong spot, it kind of just spins everybody out. But I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I could pull off a P3, and yeah.
We appreciate you breaking that down there for us, Slater. I think that's a great kind of description of it as well. This is a question that I'm meaning to ask you here for quite a few driver interviews. I always forget it, but finally I remembered it. Have you raced like the H pattern Mazdas here in the sim, the older kind of versions of them?
No, are you talking about the specs?
I
They
guess
have
they're
like
just
the hard top on the top.
Yeah.
The cage. Yeah, the specs. No, I actually haven't.
Okay, I was just wondering kind of your thoughts on them, but maybe one day we'll get them side by side. So I don't know, but Slater, once again, I know I say this every time here to you, but what a league that you're putting on both here on the scenes and behind the scenes, the social pages as well. It all doesn't go without being noticed. We appreciate your hard work, Slater.
No, I appreciate that. It takes a lot of work, and I just want everybody to have fun. So that's the goal, and I hope everyone had fun tonight. I'm sure some guys were a little irritated, but it's just, I don't know, it's a game at the end of the day, and it's not real life, so it's hard to recreate the real life stuff, but we try to as best as we can.
Well, we appreciate it, Slater. I'll let you get going here. I'm going to get to hitting up a bunch of race replays that I missed too, so I appreciate it, and I'll let you get going, but thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thanks for broadcasting. Appreciate it.
Hey, of course, anytime. Happy to do it here with one of my favorite leagues to do it. It's this Apex MX-5 Sim Racing Series. And for those of you that have just joined in for a little fun time, little race, well, you stick around here. I'd be happy to have you. We're about to burn some midnight oil. Just run each and every single kind of replay that I definitely missed early on because it was so much going on here out and throughout the race. We'll go through chronological order too here. I'll make it easy. This is drop of the green flag here, as Slater mentioned. Yeah, we saw this kind of after I was breaking it down, going to yellow, but it got wild here from the drop of the green flag 25 minutes ago. So that was a Newton's Law whatever motion there. So 1 to 3 to 4 drivers kind of get within one another and pushing each other, shoving into the next incident there. I guess to save time, I'll just look at each one of them once. Here's Brendan Bird. She's got Joe Rainey bump drafting him down there. Is that into? Yeah, it's a turn 17 there. Oh my God, Joe, maybe just a little too much contact. And a huge lick there for Brendan. Yeah. Joshua Holtz here. This is still relatively lap 1, lap 2 of the race. Oh, we just saw that happen. Yeah, just as Slater said, it's almost like he knows what he's talking about. No, I'm just kidding. It's Slater definitely does know what he's talking about. It's yeah, look at the bumps there. I mean, I think that's why we, especially through 17, that's probably the most bumpiest part there of the track. And hey, it's a World War II airfield base out here that we're working with. They're not going to be too much. There's going to be those bumps to kind of upset these Mazda MX-5 Cup cars. Here's Kenneth Lawless. I think we did catch this one earlier. Watch here if we, oh no. Oh God, another kind of unsafe rejoin there. I promised myself I'd only just look at one. I'd look at the race replays once because we still got quite a few to make our way through. Here's going to be Wesley McFarland in the number 5. Oh my goodness, way deep in the braking zone. I think I would put that on, well, I mean, I kind of see where Wesley's coming from there. I mean, they were kind of stacking up there up in front. Here's going to be Fabian Buenaventura Boulevard. Oh, that was the contact we saw earlier of the Marvin Tater and Buenaventura Boulevard. Check out YouTube, still doing all right. Have a good evening. Slater, always the next race, Marvin. That is true. Ricardo, if you're still now joining this, let's, I just am seeing YouTube chat here, man. Thank you for joining in. I can't wait for that STEM Studio Network Trucks race here at Bristol in a couple laps, or excuse me, a couple nights here. What is that, Saturday night? Here's going to be another incident. This one's still another West. Oh, that's the same one that we just saw, just different camera angle there. James Lovejoy had one. I think this was one of his only 1 to 2 incidents of the night. I don't check me on that there. James. Yeah, bumps are going to get another drive. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Andrew Bound, is this his contact with Nico? It is. So we're pretty much, what are we, 15? Yeah, about 15, almost halfway through the race right here. You know, I could have totally been like NBC and like totally and really instigated something there, but the fact that I did see that from that other camera angle earlier on. Remember, look, it's. Yeah, we are gonna bang, but then the real killer here is just the sends that I think is a little bit too much for kind of maybe almost lifts the rear tires of Andrew Bound off the racetrack there, and then that's gonna be the number 10, I believe that was, who's just with nowhere to go, of Joel Singleton. And then from this point on, there's a lot of off tracks that start to ensue. I guess, yeah, I can kind of skip over those. That'll save some more time. That'll be Diego Valderrama. There you go. I'm butchered it this whole time, and it's been that easy. Valderrama, I think I'm finally getting that one right. Oh no, it wasn't Diego's fault though. I will take another angle at that one because that was my fault on not a good angle. Here we go. We'll see what happens to Diego. Triple four, just a little bit too deep into the braking zone of Fabian. All right, we're a little bit more than halfway through them, so if you're sticking around for your race replay, it is definitely headed your way. Here's Josh Ferrier. Josh actually finished P13 tonight after he drifts it. Does he save it? Oh, it almost did bite back around. I saw that happen for quite a few drivers in practice. They'd loop it. Kind of counter steer it, almost have it saved, and then it gets kind of all the way down the round on. Josh, though, he did a good job keeping it straight there for the most part. Here's going to be a Stone Colby, and then after this one, it'll be Slater Colby. Oh, there's the contact between the big and the little bro there. And then, yep, we mentioned that one in the driver interviews. Boom! Slater Colby just on for the ride. He had nothing to do with that. He's probably not too happy at this moment, but I think I'm definitely happy with this one. It's going to be Brian. I keep calling him Zablinski, but it's Zabelski. I'm now seeing. The things that come to me when I'm not doing 400 things at once. There's going to be Bryant incident. Yep, just. That how did Slater come back and finish P3? Look at Jake Steckler spinning down there in like pit lane. I guess that's how Slater came back, was not only the competition caution, but he didn't actually get as far deep and into pit lane as say Jake Steckler. Jake, who actually finished P10, but just excuse me, just within that wreck there, Jake had made his way and actually spun onto pit lane, so he had to take that whole. I mean, you'd call it a drive-through penalty, but I mean, not even a penalty. He didn't do it. What the heck was that? Okay. Can't tell if that's the sim or real life. Okay, we'll get back here to the next one. That's why it's SSN After Dark. And then here's the drop of the yellow flag, so we'll get the drop of the green flag here. For the race restart, excuse me. Yeah, race restart was, I think relatively. I said, shoot, it was definitely clean. I don't think we had really one spin up there. Yeah, nice race restart here, boys. Everybody on YouTube land Hey, Ricardo. Hey, Neil. Hey, Sean. Hey, hello, everybody down in YouTube land. I apologize if you're just not joining, looking for some racing action. I've reached the Stam Studio Network after dark, burning the midnight oil right now, just going over some race replays that we had a 31 driver grade here tonight, so I know that I definitely missed quite a few and just going over. What do we have? Oh no, this one's gonna hurt me to watch. We were on board here with Brendan Birch. This is probably the 9th time that he gets the Sean and Taylor curse just this season. I mean, my God, you gotta be kidding me. Not in terms of racing, but I mean just Sean and Taylor curse wise. I mean, this is I take the blame here. We'll continue to move it and groove it down there through YouTube Land's replays. Neil, I don't know if you caught it, but I did. I got a little plug in on that the SSN Truck Series race. The Just Fishing 70 out at Bristol this weekend, this Saturday night. There's, oh my God, 2 tires off the racetrack for Aaron Schultz. Holy cow. Hang on, hopefully no 2 tires are off the racetrack here this weekend from Bristol. My, this was heavy contact, or maybe just, yeah, did the 2 tires make contact and it shot that number 41 up into the air. It looks so open wheel incident. Yeah, it's almost like one tire ramped off the next and around Aaron Schultz went. Let's hop on board here with Aaron. I heard. I'm excited for it. Oh man, God, dang, that hurt there for Aaron. Yeah, I'm excited for it too. There, I hate that it has to start an hour later, but maybe it'll give the feel of kind of night racing at that Just 70. God dang it, I missed that. The Just Fishing 70 at Bristol. It's SSN After Dark, so a little giggly here. You know who's not giggly though? It's Marvin Samayo. He tried to loop that thing, save it right back down and around, and oh man, out to around it went. He'll lose 1, count them 2, count them. Got to turn into auctioneer to count those spots. What do you do over 5? I'm not gonna count them all. It'll be the next one, Joshua Holtz. Shoot, that's 2. For any of the viewers right now that are still watching, are we going to see the SSN Enduro team out of Sebring and LP2? That would be a little bumpy. My virtual spine would be begging for mercy, but definitely be down at Neil. I was about to mention that. It's funny you ask. That was a lot of fun running the Daytona 24-hour. The virtual Daytona 24-hour with you, Ricardo, lots of other drivers. Who we have from this one? Tim and Spirit. Oh God, Brennan. It's been a long time. Brennan, Robert, or I guess Rob. Anyways, that was a lot of. I just played that song. Sorry. See, I'm still. It's After Dark. That's right. And it's so much After Dark that matter of fact, that is all the race replays that I have. If you're just now joining us here, here's a look at the checkered flag finish. It was pretty damn crazy, as it always is, from Mazda's out at Sebring. Andrew Bound, Nico Colby leaning on each other at a sunset. And then look at look at Stone right there trying to make the outside work on your left side of your screen. Slater Colby with the inside line. And then it's ultimately Andrew Bound who gets it done here tonight. That's going to do it for me, everybody. Sean Stam Studio Network. From the bottom of my heart, appreciate each and every single one of you. Could not be doing it without the race fans, as well as those members down there in YouTube land. Moonlight Dancer, the Neil797, Neil Lapidus, Ricardo, Ken O'Terry, each and every single one of you who didn't find themselves in YouTube land's chat either, but the viewers mean that much to me as well. Also, those sponsors and affiliates up in the top right of your screen, you know who it is. It's Apex Motor Club, the best track out of, I think, the most prestigious racing facility, I think, within Arizona. It's Overstock. Holy crap! Overstock Vehicles, VehicleBuyers.com. Who was that? Was that damn, oh, okay. The hot pink machine just launched down there out of, coming towards the stripe. All right, it's DL Designs to paint your paint schemes out there, as well as Slipstream Performance, they built to win, and Race to Stop Suicide. Check on your friends and family members out there down around you. Not just how's it going, but, you know, check in on them out and now and then. Have a nice conversation. All right, that's going to do it for me here tonight. Remember, we got that Better Half Dash here in just a little bit under a month's time. We already have about 8 to 9 ladies registered for it. Make sure, gentlemen, you register your ladies for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mini stocks at Charlotte. Until then, well, I guess until our next broadcast tomorrow night, West Coast Sim Racing. My name's Sean Stam, Stam Studio Network, producing, directing, commentating. I'll see you guys next time. And gals.